Welcome back to the Stephan Show. My name is Graham and welcome to my show. And today we are going to be taking a personality test. People have been asking me all the time, what is my personality? And I always just assumed it was smashing the like button if you haven't done that already. But no, for real though, I've never taken one of these personality tests. It's one of the Myers-Briggs something or other, I don't know. So anyway, I figured, you know what, let's just take it, see what it's all about, and then that's going to reveal my personality apparently. So let's go, and the first thing we're gonna do is just Google Myers-Briggs personality test. Okay, here we go. Okay, so we got human metrics here, and feel free, by the way, I'll link to this in the description, so if you want to follow along with this and do this as well, feel free to. And, okay, so how many questions is this? Oh, we got 64 questions. I don't know how long this video is going to be, but let's go through and answer all of the questions, and I'll kind of explain my answers as we go along. Okay, so number one, you're almost never late to your appointments, and the answer to that is absolutely a big fat yes. I am pretty much never late to anything. If I say I'm going to be somewhere at a certain time, I'm 99.9% always there on time. It's never like I'm ever purposely late, and if anything, I make sure I'm early. Number two, you like to be engaged in an active and fast-paced job. It's a little bit of a smaller yes on this one, because sometimes I do like a laid-back job. If I ever feel like I'm rushed or that there's ever like a really tight deadline to get something done, I tend to get a little bit stressed out, so, but I do find that fun, so I'm just gonna go with a little yes on this one. Okay. Number three, we're doing good so far. You enjoy having a wide circle of acquaintances. Answer to that one is probably a little bit of a no. I know it sounds kind of weird, you know, on YouTube that obviously I have quite a few acquaintances. But like in person, I prefer, I would say, just a few really close friends than a whole bunch of people that I don't really know that well. I'd rather just a few people that I know really well. Number four, you feel involved when watching TV soaps. I don't watch TV soaps, so I'm gonna just say a big fat no on that one. Okay, number five. You are usually the first to react to a sudden event, the telephone ringing, or an unexpected question. That question was a little bit unexpected, so I'm gonna go with a yes on this one. I just like to get things done as soon as they happen. So if the phone rings, I pick it up on the first few rings, unless it's someone I really don't want to talk to, and then I just let it go to voicemail. So anyway, otherwise I always pick up pretty quick. Anyway, number six, you feel that the world is founded on compassion. Yikes, some of these are loaded questions. So I would say I would like for it to be founded on compassion, and I would like to think that this is a thing. But I also know, you know, what human nature is, and not everyone believes that or thinks that way. So I'm gonna go with a tiny yes, just because I want to be slightly optimistic on this one. Okay, number seven, you think that everything in the world is relative. I would agree with that. I think how you view something is really determined from your prior experiences and your perception of something. So absolutely, everything in the world is relative. I do believe that, but it's not in every case. So that's the little yes there. 8. Strict observance of the established rules is likely to prevent attaining a good outcome. That's a good question. So I would say, oh man, I would say a little bit of a yes on this one, because I do believe that sometimes you just gotta push the limit, and sometimes you just gotta skirt on what's acceptable. You know, not always. Like, obviously, don't really break the law, or like don't hurt someone else, obviously, or don't do anything that isn't morally or ethically good. But other than that, some of the established rules, I have to say, make absolutely no sense whatsoever, and those are the things that I think are okay to kind of bend a little bit, so to speak. Okay. 9, it is difficult to get you excited. Answer to that one would be a little bit of a yes. And the reason why is because sometimes I believe that I will jinx things if I get excited about them. Don't ask me why, but sometimes I think like if I expect something to happen or I'm really looking forward to something, it just doesn't happen. And when I'm not expecting something, it happens. So I've kind of trained myself never to get too excited about something, because if it doesn't happen, I don't want to be disappointed. So it's a bit of a yes. 10. When making a decision, you rely more on your feelings than on analysis of the situation. I feel like we're doing every answer just yes. I do. I really trust my gut, my intuition with a lot of the things that I do, and I think oftentimes for me, if something feels right and it feels like the right decision in the moment, I do it. Within reason, of course. Like, I'm not out there shooting up heroin or anything like that, or like doing anything crazy. But for the most part, I definitely follow my feelings and I follow what my emotions and gut kind of tells me to do, and I follow that. And so far, it's never led me astray. It's led me here today on a Friday night filming a video about my personality on YouTube. That's where it's led me. So if you want to be in your garage on a Friday night at 8:50 p.m. filming a video for YouTube about your personality, then definitely follow your intuition. Okay, number 11. You often think about humankind and its destiny. I would say no, a little no on that one. I think about what I'm about to eat for dinner. I don't really think about humankind and its destiny. I still don't know what I'm eating for dinner, by the way, so we'll figure that one out. Number 12. You believe the best decision is one that could be easily changed. No, we got a little no on that one. It doesn't matter how easily changed a decision could be. I mean, that makes no difference when it comes to how good a decision is, if you can change it or not. So I disagree with that. Okay, 13. You often ponder the root cause of the phenomena and things. Wait, you often ponder the root cause of phenomena and things. I don't even know what that means. No one knows what it means, but it's provocative. It gets the people going. That's a no from me. 14. You prefer to act immediately rather than speculate about various options. Absolutely, that's a little bit of a yes, not always. I'd rather get things done as soon as they need to be done. I don't like to waver things and like put them off too long, and then I just forget about them. I never get them done. So you gotta get things done quick. Okay, 15. You trust reason rather than feelings. I would say I'm uncertain about that one because I would say it's very well split. You know, my reasoning kind of impacts my feelings sometimes, but sometimes my feelings just override the reasoning. If I feel something is the right choice, I will go ahead and do it. Not heroin. But other than that, I would say I'm very even on that one. Okay, 16. You are inclined to rely more on improvisation than on prior planning. No, I'm gonna say a no. I do plan things a little bit. I mean, obviously, I think there's some wiggle room within that, but for the most part, I do try to plan a little bit in advance, and I do try to plan what I'm doing because I don't want to be without a plan. When you plan to fail, When you fail to plan, you plan to fail. I got that backwards, but we'll leave that in there. Okay, 17. You spend your leisure time actively socializing with a group of people, attending parties, shopping, etc. I would say no. Oh no. I spend my leisure time just probably browsing Reddit and YouTube and just relaxing. That is how I like to spend my leisure time. 18. You usually plan your actions in advance. I would say a little bit of a yes on that one. It just depends what it is, but otherwise I like to have an idea of kind of what I'm going to be doing, so that's a bit of a yes. 19. Your actions are frequently influenced by your emotions. Oh, that's a tough one because sometimes they are and sometimes they're not. I'm going to say uncertain on this one. I don't make too many emotional decisions. I want to be very clear. I really just follow my intuition and my gut. So that's kind of what I think when I think emotions. I'm like, kind of where am I leaning towards? What am I feeling? And that's where it takes me. But I'm not like, oh, I'm so sad today, I'm gonna do this instead, or like, I let that dictate what I'm gonna do. Not really. So that's uncertain. 20. You are a person somewhat reserved and distant in communication. Okay, so this might sound totally surprising because I'm here on YouTube talking to a lot of people, but I'm gonna say a bit of a yes on that. I don't. Even though I'm open about like finance and business and things that are very easy to quantify, when it comes to myself, I'm not the best communicator. I know you guys aren't going to believe me on that one, but it takes me a little bit to open up. So I'm not always the best in communicating. It's something I'm definitely working on. So, okay, 21. You know how to put every minute of your time to good purpose. I want to say a big yes on this one. I do. I definitely try to make the most of opportunities when they arise and try to get things done as soon as I can, just because I know that's going to be the best result. So I do like to put every minute of my time to good purpose. At least right now it's very important to me. 22. You often contemplate the complexity of life. I would say a little bit of a no on that one. I contemplate how complex the YouTube algorithm is, let alone life. So, if I could figure out the algorithm, then I'd figure out life. Okay, 23. After prolonged socializing, you feel the need to get away and be alone. Absolutely, that's a big yes on that one. Oh yeah, socializing sometimes it just drains me. Like I can only do that for so long before I'm like, all right guys, I gotta get back. Like there's something about just getting home and relaxing that I love. I just love that. So that's me. 24. You often do jobs in a hurry. no. That's a big no. I definitely take my time. If I'm going to do something, I want it to be the best it could be. I don't try to rush things. I don't try to do things just spur of the moment. That's not me. I can't do that. 25. You easily see the general principles behind specific occurrences. Why does that question even matter? No. 26. You frequently and easily express your feelings and emotions. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's a little no. I'm getting better at that one because it's easy for me to talk about, finance. It's easy to me to talk about like business or things like this. It's difficult for me to talk about my feelings and emotions because I believe if I do that, it makes me a little bit more vulnerable, and that's something that I am not very good at doing. So I'm definitely working on that. I realize that's probably a shortcoming of mine, that I'm not as open with my emotions as I should be, and working on it. Definitely improving that one. 27, you find it difficult to speak loudly, as I'm kind of speaking loudly. I would say that's uncertain. There's socially, I would say I'm probably a bit more reserved, and I like to let other people kind of do the talking and take a step back and kind of do the listening. Unless I'm in a close group of friends, in which case I'm just probably, the loudest person there, or making a YouTube video. But so I would say that's right in the middle. 28, you get bored if you have to read theoretical books. Yes, I do. Those are just terribly boring. 29, you tend to sympathize with other people. Yes to this one. I get where a lot of people are coming from, and I do my best to see their perspective and their point of view. And that's something also that I've really worked on. And realizing that, listen, we all have different experiences that shape us to who we are today, and those experiences kind of lead us in the direction of our situation. So I definitely sympathize with a lot of people. Okay, or do my best to. Okay, 30. You value justice higher than mercy. Oh, I don't know. That's a good question. Some of these are loaded questions. I am very much uncertain about that. I like the idea of justice, but and I also believe that people should be given some mercies, so I'm uncertain about that one. Okay, 31. You rapidly get involved in the social life of a new workplace. I would say that's a bit of a no. I tend to stay to myself for the most part and do my own thing, so I don't get too involved in the social life of a new workplace. Even though, shout out to the Oppenheim group. You guys, everyone there is amazing, but that has been cultivated over years. That's not like a new workplace or anything like that. So anyway, 32. The more people you speak to, the better you feel. That is a loaded question, because if I speak to a lot of people on YouTube, I get very happy because that means the YouTube algorithm is pushing my videos and people are liking the content because they're clicking on it. But otherwise, in person, I don't need to speak with a lot of people. If I speak with a few people that I'm close to, that's more important to me than speaking with a lot of people. So I'm going to go with a little bit of a no on that one. 33. You tend to rely on your experience rather than on theoretical alternatives. And big yes on that one. I definitely rely on my past experiences and what I've been through, and I think that kind of helps me determine which decision is the best. Okay, 34. As a rule, you proceed only when you have clear and detailed plan. Kind of. I don't need a clear and detailed plan, but I would like one. So I do some pre-planning, and again, I just go based off kind of what I think and what I feel is the best decision to do. So I would say kind of. Okay. 35. You easily empathize. I can't talk right now. 35. You easily empathize with the concerns of other people. A little bit of a yes on this one. I think it depends on the concern of the other person, and if it's something that's just imaginative or if it's something that is a real concern. So I would say, yeah, a little bit. 36. You often prefer to read a book than go to a party. I prefer to watch YouTube videos. So I would say probably a no. I can't remember the last time I read a book. Okay, 37. When with a group of people, you enjoy being directly involved and being at the center of attention. That's a no. A little bit of a no. If I'm with a close group of friends, I feel like we're all just kind of on the same level. We're all just kind of equal. It's not like one person is the center of attention when the other is not. Otherwise, no, I'm not the type of person who wants to be the center of attention, even though it may seem like that on YouTube. But here, it's like I'm the center of attention of myself. basically is what it is. So, you know, in person, not really. I don't care to be this. I'd prefer not to be the center of attention. Okay, 38. You are more inclined to experiment than to follow familiar approaches. I would say a bit of a no. I like to, my whole thing is basically, I like to see what other people are doing that's doing well and then put my own spin on things. Like my biggest inspirations when it comes to YouTube right now, I really like, shocking, I look up to Dave Ramsey. As much crap as I give him on credit cards, we have a disagreement on that. I really look up to what he's done and what he's accomplished and his show. And obviously I've been trying to replicate that with my own spin on it. Same thing, I look up to Joe Rogan a lot. I look up to Dr. Phil a lot. And I look up to Judge Judy a lot. And you know, I would one day want to be like one of them, you know, and they're the people that I look up to as like, you know, as my inspiration, that one day I could be potentially like a Joe Rogan or like a Joe Rogan meets Dave Ramsey. Just you mesh those together. And preferably I have hair when I'm older. I hope so. And if not, maybe I just do a hair transplant or something. Because I realized all of those people too are bald. Like Dave Ramsey's bald, Joe Rogan is bald, Dr. Phil is bald, Judge Judy doesn't count. Maybe I just look up the bald people. But anyway, so I see what they're doing and then I kind of put my own spin on things. And that's my version of a familiar approach. 39, you're strongly touched by the stories about other people's troubles. I wouldn't say strong, I could be touched by them. I wouldn't say strongly, I think strongly. So I'm just gonna say uncertain on that one. 40, deadlines seem to be of relative rather than absolute importance. No, oh my God, no. I think if there's a deadline, it's a deadline, right? So like if your taxes are due, your taxes are due. It's not like, ooh,
they're due this day, but oh, we can pay it next week. No.
No, it's whenever something is due, it's due. And that's just the way it works. It's not relative. Okay, 41. You prefer to isolate yourself from outside noises. I would say a small yes. Who doesn't want outside noise? Well, it depends on the outside noise. I don't have a problem with like birds chirping and just like, you know, some wind chimes and stuff like that, but if it's a really annoying, like, okay, so I have this ice cream truck that comes by every day between like 3 p.m. and then it circles back around at 6, and it parks across the street for like 5 minutes playing the same damn track over and over and over and over again. And if I'm home then, that means I'm recording or I'm working from home and like doing something that's requiring my focus. And this stupid ice cream truck just comes by and parks out front and just plays that sound, and I wish I can tune it out. And I wish I can walk up to him and just be like, yo bro, just turn it down for 5 minutes. Like you don't need to sit here for 5 minutes and do it. So that's a yes. 42, for you, it's easier to gain knowledge through hands-on experience than from books or manuals. Absolutely yes. I think doing something firsthand, just you can conceptualize it much better when you really do it. Okay, 43. You think that almost everything can be analyzed. I would say no. I would say some things cannot be analyzed, and you know, like emotions and how you feel is something really difficult to analyze. And it just depends on the person. So I would say no on that one. 44. For you, no surprises is better than surprises, bad or good ones. Who doesn't like, well, I don't like bad surprises, but I like good surprises. So no surprises is better than surprises. No, I like to be surprised. I think it keeps things interesting. So you know, even if it's a bad surprise, I'd rather be surprised than never surprised at all. Okay, 45, you take pleasure in putting things in order. Absolutely yes. I think if things are in order, if things are clean, if things are tidy, I think better. So yes, I do like things in order. 46, you feel at ease in a crowd. Absolutely big fat no, I cannot stand crowds. That gives me anxiety. I just feel out of place. I just feel like I want to go home. I cannot stand crowds. That's why I don't like bars. I don't like clubs. I don't like, you know, I can't stand it. So no. 47, you have good control over your desires and temptations. I would say a little bit of a yes on that one. I'm pretty disciplined when it comes to that, and you know, I can definitely delay gratification for a better long-term. Blanked out there. Whatever's long-term, better long-term. I don't know, whatever's long-term. So yes, I delay gratification. 48, you easily understand new theoretical principles. It's kind of a bad question. Theoretical principles, not really. If it's theoretical, I don't really care about it. Okay, 49, you usually place yourself nearer to the side than in the center of the room. Oh, absolutely yes. If any of you guys have ever seen me at those like speaking engagements, I'm always on the side. I'm never going to be in the middle. So never look for me in the middle. Look for me in the back or on the side. That's definitely me. I don't like being in the middle of a whole bunch of people. Okay. 50. When solving a problem, you would rather follow a familiar approach than seek a new one. Yes. I mean, why try to reinvent the wheel when someone's already done it and you can just kind of follow what they do? Okay. 51. A thirst for adventure is something close to your heart. I don't really need to be that adventure. Like I don't feel the need to seek out adventure. Like, my life seems like adventurous enough, trying to figure out what's for dinner, trying to make 20-cent coffee, trying to like figure out the YouTube algorithm. So I'm just going to be, no, I'm not really that adventurous. A little bit, it just depends, but for the most part, no. Okay, 52. When considering a situation, you pay more attention to the current situation and less to a possible sequence of events. Yes, I think it's more important to focus on what's at hand than thinking about what could possibly happen and how you might deal with something in the future. So I would rather focus on the moment than on something that may or may not happen. 53. When solving a problem, you consider the rational approach to be the best. Yes. I don't know what else would be a better approach than the rational approach. Okay. 54. You find it difficult to talk about your feelings. We talked about this one before, a little bit of a yes, and like I said, I feel a little bit vulnerable when I talk about my emotions and feelings, and I'm a little bit more reserved and protected when it comes to that, and it takes me a while to feel comfortable to open up like that. So yeah, I do, and I'm working on it. 55. Your decisions are based more on the feeling of a moment than on thorough planning. I would say my thorough planning impacts my feeling too, but I would say that's a bit of a yes. Again, I usually use my intuition with what's best, either morally or ethically, or what I think is just going to be successful. So I definitely rely on my intuition to kind of tell me what to do. But a lot of that is really rooted within planning at the same time. So I think it goes hand in hand. 56. We're almost done. You prefer to spend your leisure time alone or relaxing in a tranquil atmosphere. Oh yeah, no, I definitely do. Who doesn't want to relax in a tranquil atmosphere? That sounds awesome. 57. You feel more comfortable sticking to conventional ways. I'm uncertain about that. I think in some ways I'm pretty conventional. In other ways, I think that certain things just don't make any sense. And I'd rather just break them and just do my own thing. So I would say it really depends on the situation. But so I'm uncertain about that one. Okay. 58. You're easily affected by strong emotions. No, I'm pretty level-headed most of the time. I mean, most of the time my emotion is pretty boring. It's just like this, and it might be get like a little blip of excitement there, and a little blip of just like demotivation. Is that a word? So I would say no, not really. For the most part, I'm pretty flat line there. 59. You're always looking for opportunities. Big yes on that one. I have fun looking for opportunities. I have a great time trying to. To me, it's like a game. To me, it's like the fun game to like, what's the next opportunity? Where is there benefit? Where can I make money? What is a good business? Like, I have fun figuring all of this stuff out. So absolutely. 60. As a rule, current preoccupations worry you more than your future plans. I'm uncertain about that one because I'm not so much worried about the future, but I do question, what's going to be happening in a few years from now and where I'm going to be. Not that I'm necessarily worried about it, but okay, so yes, I'm going to take it from uncertain to a yes. I am more worried about what's going to happen next week than I am about like a few years from now. So okay, so yeah, that's a yes. 61. It's easier for you to communicate in social situations. I'm going to put a no, but it really depends on the context. I think if it's with a good group of friends that I'm really close with, then I'm really good at that. If it's with a whole group of strangers that I don't really know, then I'm terrible at that. So I think it really just depends, but overall, if I'm going to say just like for the average person, I'm probably a little bit worse than most in terms of social situations. A lot of people might be surprised about that because it seems like I would do really well on camera, but it's a lot different talking to an inanimate object of a camera and then uploading that on YouTube than it is talking to a whole bunch of people. So anyway, 62, you rarely deviate from your habits. A little bit of a yes on that one. I like my routine, and that makes me kind of feel good about I have a somewhat set schedule that I can kind of play within. But otherwise, no, I have my habits. Okay. 63. You willingly involve yourself in matters which engage your sympathies. Not really. Probably not. I don't know. And 64. Last question. We did it. You easily perceive various ways in which events could develop. A little bit. I like to kind of think of my options and what might happen from them, and then kind of plan that out ahead of time. Okay, so anyway, we're just going to score it. Let's score it. Let's see what I got here. I am ISTJ. That is my personality. Introvert, sensing, thinking, judging. Okay, let's, I don't know what the hell that means, so let's do ISTJ. Okay, so I just found this website, signs that you're an ISTJ. Okay, so 1, you do things right. Okay, you spare no energy finishing each task with patience and accuracy. Okay. 2, you have a serious no-nonsense air about you. You rarely call attention to yourself instead of preferring to work quietly in the background. I think I call a lot of attention to myself on YouTube, but besides that, I don't really, I swear. 3, you're allergic to incompetence. You can't stand when people waste time talking about practical ideas that ignore key logistics. I would say that's kind of true. I just don't have the patience for that, you know? Anyway, 4, you keep your word. Being lazy and dishonest is fast to get on your bad side. I feel like that's the fastest way to get on anyone's bad side, though. I don't know anyone who's like, oh yeah, he's lazy and dishonest. Best friend ever. Yeah, I don't know. 5, as an introvert, you generally prefer to work alone. It's funny because pretty much everything I've done is kind of like on my own thing, so that's true. 6, you notice details. Okay, fine. 7, you want something to do. Fine. 8, you're not the touchy-feely type. A little, yeah, I can be, not really. 9, you know what they say about assuming. You do know what they say about assuming, don't you? 10, you have a strong sense of integrity. To do anything less would be a stain on your reputation. I agree with that. 11, you're direct, even blunt. Yeah, I would expect that. Okay, 12, you're self-sufficient. Fair enough. 13, you show love through help and not words. Yeah, I do. I would say that that's a good one. I would rather help someone out than just give them some encouragement and then let them do their thing. I'd rather just help. 14, sometimes you come across as insensitive. I hope I don't come off as insensitive. 15, sometimes people count on you too much. See, I count on people too much to smash the like button if you haven't done that already. So definitely smash the like button. That's me counting on people too much. 16, your perfect career is... you've always been drawn to organizations that uphold rules, traditions, and standards such as the military and law offices. Maybe. 17, you definitely have a stubborn streak. Oh yeah, absolutely. 18, you wear sensible clothing. That would be a plug for my merch store, grahamstephanstore.com, if you have not already. Get your merch. 19, unexpected changes bother you. Kind of, unless it's a good unexpected change. 20, you keep both feet on the ground. Yeah, okay, fine. 21, rules matter. Okay, so anyway, so that's my personality. For anyone who's curious, ISTJ. I don't know how true this is, because I have a feeling that a lot of these things we can all relate to. Like if you showed me someone else, I have a feeling that I can probably relate to that probably just as well. I think you kind of pick and choose the things that you find are relatable to you, and then you find a way to apply them to your own life. Same thing with a lot of astrology, and I look it up for fun. But every now and then I'll look at like another one and I'll be like, ooh, can I apply this to my life? And sometimes you can. So anyway, I don't know how seriously I take this. But anyway, that's my personality type, guys. So if you actually watch the whole video, I am blown away that you would watch a 30-minute video on my personality. That's mind-blowing. I am forever honored. So as a huge thank you, what am I going to give you? Here's a screenshot of a kitten. Okay, so thank you very much. Here's the screenshot of the kitten. That's your reward for watching this all the way through. I really appreciate it, and thank you again so much for watching. And Instagram, I'll just put all the plugs here. Thank you again, and until next time.